Well, I hope you all missed me. Double duty on my first day back.
You're welcome, David. As president, I demanded it.
Sam made me do this too.
You're welcome, and you're going to like it.
Well, let's all get into another episode of
St. Rose Fireside Chats.
Which is special because our president is actually on screen. First time ever on Fireside Chats.
I'm Kate.
I'm David.
And I'm Sam.
Tonight on the chat, we talk about the first day of spring, Advisement Day, and residence life versus commuter life. So today is the first day of spring, officially began at 6:29 p.m. But if you look outside, it's actually spring. Sam, what do you think? Is it actually spring?
Yeah, the temperature is actually, my watch says it's 47 degrees out, and Google says that the average temperature for springtime is around 45 degrees to 50 degrees. So I think that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Okay, actually, it's actually spring.
I would say that spring is more of a feeling than a day on a calendar. So when I go for a walk outside and it's a beautiful bluebird day like it is today, then I feel like it's spring. But if the calendar says it's spring and then there's a bunch of snow, like some people would argue that that's not really spring. But I would say that I'm definitely 100% prepared for spring, especially after that 70-degree day we had a couple weeks ago.
Very true.
More of
Very
that. I'm
true.
ready for
So
it.
was it spring on that 70-degree day for you?
It was like a preview of spring.
Tease?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And it was definitely winter last Tuesday.
Yes.
Just
2 feet of snow, just a little bit.
Just a little bit of
Just a
winter.
little bit. So, I personally think, is it spring? Yes and no. I mean, I look outside and 2 feet of snow does not make me feel like it's spring. Yes, it was a little bit warm today in the 40s and 50s, which is spring. But it has to get a little bit warmer for me, that's all. What can we do now that it's spring?
Bike riding. Bike riding is great. I'm so pumped. Like, actually, today when I was outside, if there wasn't as much snow as there is, I would love to go for a bike ride. Also, CDTA is working on a bike share program, which is great. We're going to hear more news about that in May. I'm pumped. That way I may not actually have to bring my own personal bike down here to Albany.
What's
That'd
a
be
bike
great.
share program?
So with a bike share program, you can sign up and get a profile on the CDTA website, and then you can rent a bike and ride it to another ride share location and leave it for another person riding a bike. It's like taking the bus, but more exercise.
That's pretty cool. Or lit.
It's
as
going
some
to be
people
through
would say.
Albany and Schenectady. I'm pumped.
Awesome.
So what are you going to do now that it's spring, Sam?
I'm on a diet. I just started today, but I'm actually probably going to go to my ice cream place on the farm in Latham, New York. I'm a commuter, so I go to, it's right across the street from me. It's great. They have frozen yogurt too, so I'll try to be good.
I'll be going to mine. Lickety Split in East Greenbush, New York opens up tomorrow.
Sponsor.
You were going to. You want to plug yours while we're at
Oh,
it?
yeah. So my ice cream place is Bokies in Malone, New York. It's great. It's a 5-hour drive from here, but it's worth it. It's worth
What kind
it.
of ice cream is your favorite or
Kind
the
of-
best?
The best, man. Well, my favorite would just be plain chocolate, but it depends. Like hard ice cream or soft ice cream, depends on the day.
I had Tierra Farms ice cream the other day. It was pretty good. It was like really great chocolate ice cream.
That's my favorite ice cream here in Albany. I would definitely recommend it. Dirty chocolate.
Their serving sizes are huge.
Really?
Yeah.
Like I got one scoop and it was like an entire bowl. I was like, somebody else eat
Did you
this,
finish
maybe.
All right.
This was pre-diet, right? Pre-diet. Yeah.
So some of the bad things about spring, for me,
Golf.
I won't touch that. Daylight savings time for me. I gotta
Oh,
get that
yeah.
1 hour change. Kills me. Takes about a week to get into it. Yard work.
Yard work. I have to mow the lawn and do all the like hedge trimming and all of that crap. It's so much fun.
Bad things about spring. Nothing. Nothing is bad about spring. It is the best season.
Not even bees.
Not even bees. Bees are great. We need more bees.
I
Bees.
do
I
like
agree.
spring though because it's
I like the smell of flowers.
it's the season of my birthday, April 21st. So send me a gift. Yeah, I'll be waiting. I like it. I like rain. It helps me fall asleep, and it's great.
True. And you gonna miss anything about winter?
Absolutely not.
Nope.
I like wearing my winter jacket. It just keeps me nice and soft, and like it makes me
I
feel
do like
good.
being warm at night. I mean, that's the one probably good thing. But other than that,
Ooh.
no.
Yeah, I do like in the winter, like keeping my window cracked open, get nice and freezing cold. That you fall asleep better when it's cold. Just
I
a
agree.
theory I have.
All right. Well, speaking of spring and other stuff that happens, how about that advisement day tomorrow, guys?
Oh gosh, don't get me
Future
started.
planning. How's meeting with your advisor? I mean, I know you guys have a very interesting situation. You want to
Seriously?
elaborate on that?
Yeah, our advisor is actually on maternity leave right now, so Kate and I have had the same one, but now we're split up. And mine is actually a communications major, and that's my major, obviously. So I'm hoping for the best, and I think it's all going to go well. But I'm a little nervous.
Kate?
Me? So I pretty much have my whole life planned out. Well, not my whole life. Asterisk on that.
The next
But-
week.
Enough to go to the next
But
semester.
I've got my semester planned out. I've got it pretty pegged down. My problem isn't with advisement day itself. It's with the amount of credits that St. Rose requires for graduation. Forget about it. So other than that, like I've got my whole plan. I've got my plan for next semester and the semester after that and the semester after that. And I just want my advisor to be like, here's your pin, Kate. Boom, done in 3 minutes.
I plan mine. Don't get me wrong. I plan mine because I'm all for it. But I plan to the next semester. I don't go too far in advance. But I meet with my advisor. We have a good relationship, and we can communicate very well. But the one thing I think we're all going to complain about, and I think every St. Rose student's going to complain about, is registering for classes during classes.
Yeah. We
I
should
gotta
have a
admit,
day off for that.
That lottery, I got to admit, is very unfavorable, especially to freshmen.
Well, yeah, because with freshmen you have more wiggle room in your schedule, so you can be like, I could take this class
Really?
next semester or the next semester. If you get into my position where I've got 23 credits left to graduate, I need to take my classes in a certain order. So it makes sense that I register first because I should get into class over freshmen because freshmen are here for longer.
True.
That's it. But I'm also in a position where I would say that it did suck as a freshman. I will
Thank
say
you.
I didn't appreciate
Empathy.
I
for freshmen.
empathize.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't need as many credits as Kate, but somehow I think I got a better registration time than her, which is kind of cool. I think she's a little mad at me about
think
that.
I did better, guys. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I also hate how it takes me longer to get to school than the actual meeting with my advisor is. So it's normally like a 15-minute advisement meeting, and I take the bus sometimes. So it's an hour and a half one way by bus. So
What's
that's
the next
3
topic,
hours. And it's just, it's rough.
We'll elaborate more on that. And then when you have those game plans like we were talking about, to go through them, and then when you actually get to registration, you realize half your list is crossed out, and you come up with a totally different idea. At least that was me last semester. I had a great plan, and there it was all gone.
But
Yeah,
then in
you
that
have to-
case, you end up taking some classes that you never would have expected. So
Which I have, which I
my
do.
freshman year, I took a couple computer science classes that I never would have expected. Led me to pick up a minor, and I love it now. Like
You picked up a computer science minor.
computer
Was it
science minor.
heavy?
It was so heavy, like such a heavy burden. No, it wasn't heavy. No, but so yeah, sometimes like it can seem like it's a bad situation, but you can turn it around to be a good thing too.
I haven't picked up a minor myself, Sam, no?
And no, I'm actually thinking about picking up a computer science minor. And
Oh,
we're gonna be.
It might be a little heavy. You never know.
I've been lifting.
And then when you get to that registration time and your classes are all filled, and then that wonderful thing called over-enrollment, which I have to admit helped me last semester in one class in particular that I really wanted to get into. But you feel helpless.
Oh yeah, I have to beg professors sometimes if they could let me into the class, and when they do, I'm like so thankful. I feel like I should bring them gifts or apples and pies and all that stuff.
Apple
And-
pie.
Apple pie. There we go. That's cheaper.
Hey, there's no price on the classes.
Yeah, it's very expensive to go to college.
You know what I meant. It's the thought that counts. Oh, we're going to let you into our class, Sam. Oh, that's very sweet of you. There's no price on generosity.
Sure.
I guess I just
Asterisk on that.
I guess I believe in genuine feelings too much. Well, as you can see, deciding our future is pretty dull. Let's get into a happier topic. Maybe. Probably not. Residence life versus commuter life. An all-out battle between which faction is best.
Oh, out battle. That's a little rough.
Sort of. Maybe. I don't know.
All right, here, Sam. You already
So,
mentioned
Sam,
it.
you already started talking about how you have a very interesting situation as a commuter. You want to elaborate on that?
Well, I take the bus usually from Latham to Albany, and it's an hour and a half bus ride one way. So that's a 3-hour total bus ride out of my day, and it kind of stinks. So I'd say it's better if you're a commuter that can drive. That's better and cheaper. But if you can't drive, it's a bit of a hassle if you live a little bit away.
Now, do you have a driver's license?
I have a permit.
Okay. Working on a driver's license?
Hey, let's not talk about
Okay,
that.
we're not going to talk about that. I have a license, and I drive, and it is very convenient. You know, the price for room and board here is expensive. Yet again, it's expensive
A little
anywhere.
bit.
And I like being able to be home, and I got to admit, the food, heck of a lot better, I'm sure. I know, Kate, you're a resident. You're an RA, in fact.
All right, yeah. So I've lived on campus since my freshman year, which was last year. So I also mentioned that I live 5 hours away, so for me it was a no-brainer. If I decided to come to St. Rose, I was living on campus. And I also figured that my freshman year, because before coming to college I was a very shy person, hard to imagine, I know.
Oh my goodness, Kate,
but-
Wow, Kate,
a shy person?
Very
My
shy.
nightly news anchor.
So I was worried that if I didn't live on campus that I wouldn't really get as involved. Now that I've been here, I think I'm involved to a point where I could live off campus and be okay, but I was worried of pushing myself
But it is
out of...
expensive.
Do you ever think that you're too involved?
Maybe sometimes. But yeah, so the price for me, when you think about all the resources that campus has, so like I don't have to worry about trash removal, I don't need to worry about internet, I have a kitchen available to me in the house that I live in, I don't have to worry about getting food, I can go to the dining hall, Camelot, I have a pretty good meal plan. I really don't have to worry a whole lot while living on campus, which really allows me to focus more on my studies, I would say. That's how I have a couple friends back home who commute to schools up north, and they've also considered living on campus, and those are the kind of things that I would say. I mean, there is the price tag, which is a little scary, but then when you calculate living off campus and rent and utilities and even transportation costs, so if you do drive, there's gas, there's insurance for your car, there's all sorts of expenses. So even though it seems like a lot more upfront, I think it kind of saves you some effort and maybe not as money in the long run, but definitely a larger headache.
If you were in my position when you were first trying to enter St. Rose, would you live on campus or would you do what I did and live at home?
I would maybe...
If living home was not.
Living at home.
Yeah.
So I would still, because I wanted to get out
Get
of my
this
shell,
experience.
then I
Right.
would still probably choose to live on campus, but then I would be more comfortable to live off of campus.
I do like
okay.
the home cooked meals. I gotta admit, I love home made.
Yeah,
food.
but then if you live on campus, like I have a kitchen in my house and I can make my own home cooked meals, but then I can also go to the dining hall when I don't feel like making home cooked meals.
Is it good?
How often do you make home cooked meals?
I mean, not incredibly often. That's because of my schedule more
Exactly.
than. But when I want to, I have the opportunity to, and I haven't.
So we should plan in our schedules for next semester to make home cooked meals. That's
I
what
mean,
you're
you
saying.
could.
At least
I
for
mean,
us
you could.
commuters that live home.
I mean, you could. I mean, how often do you guys think about going home and like helping your families with dinner and helping your families with different
I
things?
do.
Yeah, exactly. So like you've got to plan that into your schedule, and I don't have to because I can just go to the dining hall.
All right, and then
Convenience.
dorm life versus home life. For me, myself, I am an only child, so I don't really live with a roommate. Sam lives home, and he is an interesting.
I live with my brother. Yeah, we share a room, and I have 2 dogs. They're cute, and yeah, it's hard living with somebody else. Outside of a dorm, I don't know.
And then
Kate, what do you think?
being an
Oh,
RA, you get the
the-
lucky.
Okay, so in my freshman year, I had a roommate that I lived with the whole academic year, and then this fall, I had a roommate in a different house on campus, and then mid-year, I was hired as an RA, a resident assistant. So as a resident assistant, you get a single room, and for me, it's very, very, very weird to have a single room because I have 5 siblings at
gotta feel
home,
spoiled,
and
though.
I've shared a room my entire life. So to have a single room, I mean, I know a lot of people would be like, oh yeah, I really want a single room, but sometimes it gets a little lonely.
Yeah,
so
you miss it.
yeah, but having a roommate, especially my freshman year when I applied for housing, I chose a random roommate, like I chose to do the roommate selection
Right.
process.
Right.
Yeah.
Which worked out really well. My roommate and I, we got along, we lived together very efficiently, and then, we weren't buddy-buddy, and we didn't really operate in the same kind of circles or go to the same classes because we had very different majors. But I'd say still today we would both look back and say that it was a decent living arrangement. Like, it worked out, and then it allowed us to have a comfortable enough living situation where we could meet other people and make other friends.
So there's benefits and to both
there
options,
is.
living on campus and living off campus.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed this pointless banter.
It was okay. I thought I learned something.
You did, I hope.
Got to defend myself as the
Exactly.
sole resident.
Go, Kate.
Very true. Well, everybody, that's our show. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm
Yeah.
David.
Hey, it wasn't that pointless, I think.
The president was in it, I guess. Alrighty, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the show. Tune in and get hyped for another episode of
St. Rose Fireside Chats.
Have a great night, everybody.
Gradual fade out.